What's up, English 3? Mr. Handtag here with a little bit of background on Anansi. So, as we move into ancient Africa, a little bit of a different system of myths and literature. We want to look at a specific set of stories that view a figure named Anansi. So, origin, first of all, where does this story come from? The most specific tribe that researchers have linked the Anansi mythos to are the Ashanti people of Ghana. But Anansi stories have popped up all over West Africa at different points in history as well. We also see Anansi stories in Caribbean culture as well, and in Jamaica. It's believed that those stories were brought over from West Africa through the transatlantic slave trade into the Caribbean, and even into some parts of the United States. In some southern cultures, these stories have lingered for a while as well. So who is Anansi? You can see this little creepy image on the far right-hand side there. So the first thing to know about Anansi is a trickster figure. Tricksters pop up as characters in numerous different ancient cultures. We see them in Norse culture and Norse literature. We see them in Native American lit. But beyond just being known as a trickster, known as the king of stories, the joke maker, in some stories, Anansi is more of a teacher of those who would follow his lead, follow those traditions. According to some myths as well, Anansi can actually be summoned by those with a gift for stories. You have to tell him a story, and he's there to help people finish their stories, become a master storyteller. So you notice that there were a lot of spiders on this PowerPoint. Anansi normally appears in physical form as a gigantic spider or as a man with spider-like features. So as we look through some of the images back again, on the front side, notice that we've got more of a human figure with multiple arms and legs, 8 in total. Something more spider-like with goat's horns on it here. Some more abstract art here with a spider-like figure with the human face. This one looks more like some kind of shaman or priest holding a scepter. This one's a little more modernized art, but again, human face, spider-like features. In many stories, Anansi appears as a mix of both. So most commonly a spider with a man's face or head, or as a man with 8 legs, like the body of a spider. What is the purpose of Anansi stories? Why are these different from what we've read already? Once again, Anansi is not like the gods and goddesses that we've seen in Hebrew lit or in Sumerian lit. Anansi is always playing tricks or telling stories or causing mischief. He's not evil, so to speak. He's not like some of the gods of destruction from Gilgamesh. He's there to teach lessons through playing tricks or telling stories. His interactions in the world have been important because he brings both stories and wisdom. So these are still myths in the sense that they teach how things came to be. However, he operates differently from the gods and goddesses we've seen so far. How does the Anansi mythos survive today? Anansi as a figure is a patron of both storytellers and those who live by their wits. So, again, as a character, he's marked by his storytelling ability and his cleverness. He's a trickster. If we look in the Caribbean specifically, he can be summoned with an offering of treats, smokes, and liquor, so it's more of like a tradition, sort of like celebrating a holiday. According to legend, if you can't spin a good story to keep him interested, you don't expect him to stick around very long. Again, he wants to be entertained. He will not tolerate boredom. The main source that we pull this information from is mythology.net. It's good for providing information about a variety of mythologies, but this one pulls specifically from Anansi, spider and African folktales and folklore. We'll do quite a bit of reading tomorrow into a couple of different Anansi stories to see how these trickster gods are represented, especially in African lit. Until then, later.